Hello dear students, in this video I am going to discuss some multiple choice questions on the first PU chapter, plant growth and development. So let us go for the multiple choice questions. The first question, growth is accompanied by, the options are anabolic process and energy, catabolic process which occurs at the expense of energy, metabolic processes which occur at the expense of energy, and energy only. So these are the options given with respect to growth. What is the statement of growth? What is the definition of growth? Growth is permanent or irreversible change with respect to increase in dry weight, size, mass, volume of a cell, organ or organism. And when growth occurs, it is accompanied by metabolic process, and metabolic process includes both anabolic and catabolic process at the expense of energy. So not only anabolism or catabolism, when growth occurs, all the metabolic reactions are taking place and it is accompanied with the expense of energy. The right answer for this question is metabolic processes which occur at the expense of energy. Energy is consumed, metabolic processes are taking place, and with the help of this, the permanent irreversible change occur. It may be with respect to dry weight, size, mass, volume, anything, and it is called growth. So moving to the next question. The method that renders seed coat permeable to water so that embryo expansion is not physically retarded, it is called vernalization, denudation, stratification and scarification. So what is the right answer for this one? In question ಏನು ಹೇಳಿಕತ್ತದ? The method that renders seed coat permeable to the water physically retarded. Expansion is not physically retarded. When you soak the seeds, seed germinate ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಸೀಡ್ ಕೋಟನ್ನು ವಾಟರಿಗೆ ಪರ್ಮಿಯೇಬಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಏನಾಗಿರಬಾರ್ದು, ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪಾನ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲಿ ರಿಟಾರ್ಡೆಡ್. ಬೈ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಸೀಡ್ ಒಳಗಡೆಗೆ ನೀರು ಹೋಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಜರ್ಮಿನೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. Embryo expansion is not physically retarded. The seed coat should be made permeable to the water and embryo expansion is not physically retarded. This is called the scarification. And how it is made? The scarification is breaking of seed dormancy. It may be through the mechanical method or it may be through the chemical method. When dormancy, the temporary resting period, is broken, the seed is allowed to, or seed undergoes germination, and the right answer for this question is option D. The next question, gibberellin was first extracted from. Gibberellin is a phytohormone. It is a growth promoter and it was first extracted from. The given options are Gibberella fusicorae, algae, bacteria, roots of higher plants. The gibberellin was first extracted from a fungus. The name of that fungus is Gibberella fusicorae. That is why the term gibberellins. Gibberellins can also be pronounced gibberellins, obtained from the fungus Gibberella fusicorae. The gibberellin was first reported in Japan, that to be with reference to rice disease called Bacon disease or foolish seedling disease. The name of the disease which has affected the rice, it is Bacon disease or foolish seedling disease, in which rice plant became abnormally long. Generally, the height of the rice plant is normal or medium, but with the infection from that fungus, the plant height has become abnormally long with internode elongation. When the reason for that disease was identified or invested, it is came to know that due to the chemical secretion of the fungus which has resulted in the disease Gibberella fusicori, and the chemical is responsible for increase in the internode elongation of the rice plant. It is supported by Kurosawa, and the credit of discovering this also goes to Kurosawa. Later, Yehuta and Sumuki isolated and crystallized the chemical named GA3, that is gibberellic acid. The credit of isolating and crystallizing gibberellin goes to Yehuta and Sumuki, and this is obtained from a fungus called Gibberella fusicori. So coming to the next one, the hormones which was first isolated from the hormone which was first isolated from human urine is indole 3-acetic acid, gibberellin, ethylene, kinetin. Actually, all these names are the phytohormone names. Ethylene is phytohormone, ripening hormone. Indole 3-acetic acid, it is auxin. Gibberellin, kinetin, it is cytokinin. Indole 3-acetic acid is breakdown product of amino acid called tryptophan. The tryptophan metabolism result in the production of indole acetic acid, and this indole acetic acid, it is frequently produced at low levels in the urine of patient with PKU, that is phenylketonuria. What is this PKU? Frequently the indole acetic acid in low levels, it is detected in the patients with phenylketonuria. Phenylketonuria is autosomal linked recessive gene disorder, especially metabolic disorder, in which the phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme is not produced in the body, and in those patients the indole acetic acid is frequently produced in low level and it is detected in the urine, and the answer for this question is indole 3-acetic acid, and indole 3-acetic acid is nothing but it is auxin. Then auxin herbicide is, which auxin is commonly used as herbicide or weedicide to kill the unwanted weed plants? NAA, naphthalene acetic acid. IAA, indole acetic acid. 2,4-D, 2,4-dichlorophenoxy acetic acid. IBA, indole butyric acid. All these are the names of auxins. Among these auxins, which is used as herbicide? The answer is 2,4-D, 2,4-dichlorophenoxy acetic acid. It is a synthetic auxin. It is very commonly used to kill the dicotyledonous weed plants and used for the preparation of weed-free lawns by the gardeners. To maintain the garden, to remove the unwanted weeds, unwanted plants, in the gardening also it is commonly used. It kills only dicotyledonous weeds. It never harms the monocot plants. The cultivated farm with monocotyledonous plants with dicotyledonous weeds can be easily removed with the treatment of 2,4-D expansion is 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. Then moving to next question. In arithmetic growth rate, when length of the organ is plotted against time, the nature of the graph curve will be. So two types of the growth curves or growth models, sigmoid and linear. Among them, which one is the arithmetic? Let us go for the definition of arithmetic growth. It is a type of growth in which rate of the growth is constant and increase in the growth occurs in arithmetic progression. That means from first stage to next stage, when growth is measured, that increase will remain constant. Say for example, 2 initial, if we consider 2 as the initial growth, it will be next 4, again 6, 8. After every growing period, that constant increase can be observed. It is arithmetic progression. And in case of arithmetic growth after the mitosis, only one daughter cell continues to divide, so that growth should be in a continuous process and other cells undergo differentiation and maturation. That is why when the arithmetic growth curve is plotted, it is in the linear form or linear pattern, because it shows continuous increase and that can be observed in arithmetic progression. So arithmetic growth curve is in the linear fashion, or growth curve is linear. Then coming to next one. The measure of the ability of the plant to produce new plant material is referred as. What is the ability of the plant to produce the new plant materials? It is called efficiency index, absolute growth rate, arithmetic growth, linear growth. So only one term is correct term here. It is efficiency index. What is this efficiency index? Capacity. The rate of the growth can be measured by increase in size or area of an organ in the plant body. Then how it occurs? It is possible when new plant material is added, and this growth is also known as, the rate of the growth is also known as the efficiency index. So the right answer for this question is option A. Then coming to the next question. The most abundant natural cytokinin that is isolated from corn kernels and coconut milk is carotenoid derivative, pyrimidine derivative, innatin, and last option zeatin. Which one is the most abundant naturally occurring cytokinin? Cytokinin is a phytohormone very frequently used in the culturing medium, in the tissue culture experiments, and naturally occurring cytokinin obtained from the ಕಾರ್ನ್ ಕೆರೆನಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಮೆಕ್ಕೆಜೋಳದ್ದು ಬೀಜಗಳದಿಂದ ಸೀಡ್ಸಿಂದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಾಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕೊಕೊನಟ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕಿಂದ ಐಸೋಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಾಗಲಿ ಯಾವುದದ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಜಿಯಾಟಿನ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈಡ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಮ್ and as it promotes the shoot generation from internodes for the differentiation of shoot from the callus in the tissue culture. What is the callus? It is undifferentiated mass of the cells obtained from the explant in the tissue culture. ಆ ಕ್ಯಾಲಸ್ ಇಂದ ಶೂಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನನ್ನು ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಶೂಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾರೆ? ದ ಸೈಟೋಕೈನಿನ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲಿ ಆಕರಿಂಗ್ ಸೈಟೋಕೈನಿನ್ ಈಸ್ ಜಿಯಾಟಿನ್. ದೆನ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್. Which one of the following is chemically identical to ABA, abscisic acid, which promotes abscission process in case of plants? And among the given options, indole 3 acetic acid is auxin, 2,4-D is also auxin, and kinetin is a cytokinin. Therefore the only one option left for this one, it is dormin. The dormin because promotes the dormancy, hence it is compared with the chemically it is identical to abscisic acid. Then coming to the next one. Effect of low temperature which shortens vegetative period and hastens the flowering is called photoperiodism, transpiration, vernalization, photolysis. How to, actually it is a direct question depending on definition. The term given is low temperature, that means cold treatment. With the cold treatment by shortening, with the cold treatment the vegetative period can be shortened and the flowering can be enhanced. What is the reason for the production of flower? Reproduction. So this is nothing but vernalization, giving chill treatment or cold treatment to the plants to break the vegetative period and to increase the production of a flower or to initiate the flower production of the flower. The phenomenon is called vernalization. Then coming to the next question. The essential distinction between long day and short day plants is that flowering in long day plants is promoted only when the day length exceeds certain duration called dash. Critical day length, long short day length, short long day length, photo period. What is the meaning of these terms in the given questions? First let us go for the terms. Depending on how much period of the time the plants are exposed to the light and for the induction of flowering, they are classified as long day, short day, day neutral plants. ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಇಂಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟು ಎಷ್ಟು ಲೈಟನ್ನು ಯುಟಿಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತದ ಅಥವಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ಲೈಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಪಿರಿಯಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಇಂಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಅದ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಪಿರಿಯಾಡಿಸಮ್. ಫೋಟೋ ಪಿರಿಯಾಡಿಸಮ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸನ್ನು 3 ಟೈಪ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ: ಲಾಂಗ್ ಡೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್, ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೇ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್. ಲಾಂಗ್ ಡೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್, ದ ನೇಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟಿಂಗ್ ದೇ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ ಮೋರ್ ಡೇ ಲೆಂತ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಡೇ ಲೆಂತ್ಗಿಂತನೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಅವಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕರೆ ದ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. In another word, the long day plants are also called short night plants. ಅಂದರೆ ಡಾರ್ಕ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಏನು ಬೇಕು ಇವಕ್ಕೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬೇಕು, ಡೇ ಲೆಂಗ್ತ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಲೈಟ್ ಸಿಗಬೇಕು, ಅಬೌವ್ ದ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಡೇ ಲೆಂಗ್ತ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನನ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಚ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಡೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್. ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್, ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್, they require short day length and more dark period. That means opposite term, long night plants required more dark period and short light period. And day neutral plants, any length of the light or darkness does not affect the flower production. That is why the term day neutral plants. So in long day plants, what happens? The question is given with respect to long day and short day plants. Flowering in long day plants is promoted only when the day length exceeds a certain duration called dash. That is the critical day length. Long day plants ಒಳಗೆ flower production induce ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಡೇ ಲೆಂಗ್ತು ಎಕ್ಸೀಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಆ ಡೇ ಲೆಂಗ್ತ್ ಎಕ್ಸೀಡ್ ಆಗೋ ಡ್ಯುರೇಷನ್ನಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಪಿರಿಯಡಿಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಡೇ ಲೆಂಗ್ತ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ದ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಡೇ ಲೆಂಗ್ತ್. ದೆನ್ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಡೇ ಲೆಂಗ್ತ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಡೇ ಲೆಂಗ್ತ್ ಈಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಲೆಂಗ್ತ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫೋಟೋ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಬೌವ್ ಆರ್ ಬಿಲೋ ವಿಚ್ ದ ಫ್ಲವರಿಂಗ್ ಆಕರ್ಸ್. ಲಾಂಗ್ ಡೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಡೇ ಲೆಂತ್ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಡೇ ಲೆಂತ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅಂದರೆ ಲೈಟ್ ಸಿಗಬೇಕು ಅಬೌವ್ ದ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಡೇ ಲೆಂತ್. ಇನ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಬಿಲೋ ದ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಡೇ ಲೆಂತ್, ದೇ ಶೋ ದ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್. ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಡೇ ಲೆಂತ್. ದೆನ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ರೆಫರ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋವಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ and we need to identify which hormone carry out all these functions. It promotes the flowering in pineapple. Specifically, pineapple is mentioned. Used to prepare weed-free lawn. That means garden ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ವೀಡ್ಸ್ ಇರದೇ ಇರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Promotes the abscission of older mature leaves and fruits. The above functions are carried out by GA gibberellic acid, ABA abscisic acid, C2H4 auxin. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಏನೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸಿಗೂ ಕಾಮನ್ನಾಗಿ ಯಾವ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನು ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರ, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಟು ಡೂ, ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದದ. ನೀವು ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬಂತಿದ್ದು, ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ನೀವು ವೀಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ಹರ್ಬಿಸೈಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಟು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ವೀಡ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಲಾನ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬಂದಿತ್ತು? ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ 2,4-D, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 2,4-D ಈಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿನ್. ಸೊ ವಿದೌಟ್ ನೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಅದರ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ mark the correct answer if you are familiar with this one. So auxin is the right answer. And then coming to the next one, which one of the following pairs is not correctly matched? Abscisic acid, stomatal closure, means it helps in the closing of stomata. Gibberellic acid, leaf fall. Cytokinin, cell division. IAA, indole acetic acid, cell wall elongation. Actually, when plants are subjected to environmental stress like high temperature, salinity, unavailability of the water, in that case the stress induces the plants to produce more and more abscisic acid. Actually, it is helping in closing of the stomata. Only one pair which is not correctly matched is gibberellic acid, responsible for internode elongation. So this one is the answer for the given question. So coming to next question. The picture below shows 3 different types of plants marked as P1, P2 and P3. Which flower on the basis of their critical photo period? Now identify these plants P1, P2 and P3. ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋಂಥ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ಸನ್ನು ಅದರದ್ದು ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ದ ಬೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ. ಸೊ ಈ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಗಳು ಯಾವ ಕೆಟಗರಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾವ? ವಿಚ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಡೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್, ವಿಚ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ and which plant is day neutral plant. So very clearly it is shown in the picture. This is critical photo period. So what is critical photo period? ಆಗ್ಲೇ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಒಳಗೆ. ಸೊ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಪಿರಿಯಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತದ? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೇ ಲೆಂತ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಲೈಟ್ ಪಿರಿಯಡು above or below which the flowering occurs. ಹೌದಾ? The period above or below which, the day length period above or below which the flowering is occurred. ಈ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಲೈಟ್ ಅವೈಲಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡೋವಂಥ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರು. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಬಿಲೋ ಫ್ಲವರಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಬೋವ್ ಫ್ಲವರಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದೋ ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಏನಾರೇ ಇರಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಫ್ಲವರಿಂಗ್ ನಡೆದದೋ ಏನಾಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದ? ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ 1. ಏನದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಲುಕ್ ಎಟ್ ದ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಡೇ ಲೆಂತ್ ಅಬೌವ್ ದ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ there is no production of flower. Flowering is absent. ಎಲ್ಲೇ above the critical photo period ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೈಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಗ ಈ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ 1 ಒಳಗೆ ಏನು ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ? there is no production of flower. But when critical photo period ಇದ್ರ ಬಿಲೋ ಲೋ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅಂದರೆ ಡೇ ಲೆಂತ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ this flower has produced, this plant has produced the flower. That means the plant in picture 1 is short day plant. Short day ಅಂತಲೇ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ? ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಬಿಲೋ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟದಿಲ್ಲ. ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ಗಿಂತನೂ ಡೇ ಲೆಂಥು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವೈಲಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅವೈಲಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್. ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದ? ಡಾರ್ಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ 1 ಶೋಸ್ ದ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋಣ. ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ 2 ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗಿಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಈಗ. ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ವೆನ್ critical photo period day length is below the critical photo period, there is no flowering. ಅಂದರೆ ಡೇ ಲೆಂತು ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ಗಿಂತ ಕೆಳಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಒಳಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಲೈಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಗ ಈ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ? ಫ್ಲವರಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಸ್ಡ್ ಟು ಅ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಡೇ ಲೆಂತ್ ಅಬೌವ್, ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗ್ಯದ? ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ದ ಫ್ಲವರ್. ಯಾವಾಗ? ವೆನ್ ಡೇ ಲೆಂತ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌವ್ ದ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕಾಗ್ಯದ? ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ 3 ಒಳಗಿರೋ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟಿಗೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಡೇ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರಿಂಗ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಡೇ. ಸೊ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ P3 ಈಸ್ ಶೋಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಡೇ plant. Then P2, in both the cases you can see critical photo period flowering after maturity. Neither below completely low ಇದ್ದಾಗೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, completely high ಇದ್ದಾಗೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅದೇನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯದ, ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ದ ಫ್ಲವರ್. ಸೊ P1 ಈಸ್ ಏನಾಯಿತು, it is short day plant, and P3 is long day plant, and the P2 P3 is something is wrong here. Let us go for the next question. Absolute growth rate is defined as. What is the definition of absolute growth rate? Absolute growth rate is defined as measurement and comparison of total growth per unit time. Measurement and comparison of growth rate per unit time. It is the definition of absolute growth rate. So one more question is there. A primary root grows from 5 centimeters to 19 centimeters in a week. Calculate the relative growth rate over the period. So here let us go for the previous one, because let me clear this one. So flowering below the critical photo period, it is, yes, short day plant. Flowering above the critical period, so this is the long day plant, and this one which has produced in the middle of critical photo period, this is day neutral plant. But given options are not matching with one that, but remember this one is long day plant, first one is short day. Here I will go for the marking. First one is short day plant, and P3 is, any option is not matching with this one actually, and P2 I will match somewhere if I get. P2 it is day neutral plant. So P2 is day neutral plant, remember, and P3 is long day plant, but these options are not matching with any of the explanation. So again I repeat, P1 is the short day plant, P3 is the long day plant, and P2 is the day neutral plant. Then now let us go for this one. A primary root grows from 5 centimeters to 19 centimeters. Initially the size 5 centimeter, within a week it has reached 19 centimeters, and calculate the relative growth rate. How to calculate? So relative growth rate is the measure of ability of the plant to produce new plant material. That is why the increase in growth can be observed. Initial growth given is 5 centimeters, final growth achieved is 19 centimeters, that to be within a period in a week, that is 7 days. How much growth has occurred? 19 minus 5, totally there is 14 centimeter increase in the growth within a period of 7 days. Therefore growth rate, total growth achieved divided by taken period. So each day the plant has shown 2 centimeters. Then the relative growth rate per day with respect to initial growth into 100, that we will get 40%. So the answer is, it is 40%. For any number you can do the calculation in the same manner if the relative growth rate over a period is asked. Next, ethylene is not applied in the field as a gas due to its high diffusion rate. Which compound is used to overcome the limitation? Ethyphone, Agent Orange, benzaldehyde 2,4,5-T. Which one is the answer? Ethylene is gaseous hormone. It is required for ripening process, but ಇಥಿಲೀನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಗ್ಯಾಸಿಯಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದನ್ನು ಸ್ಪ್ರೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಎವಾಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಏನು ಸ್ಪ್ರೇ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇಥಿಫಾನ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ and in the plant it is converted into ethylene, and there it controls or promotes ripening of the fruits. So ethyphone is used instead of ethylene. Next question. Differentiation of shoot is controlled by the given options are high gibberellin cytokinin ratio, high auxin cytokinin ratio, high cytokinin auxin ratio, high gibberellin and auxin ratio. Differentiation of the shoot, it is controlled by high cytokinin and auxin ratio, because the ratio of auxin to cytokinin plays an important role in the effect of cytokinin on plant growth. In what ratio they are present in the culturing medium. Cytokinin also has no effects on parenchyma cells. If cytokinin alone is used, it don't have any effect on the parenchyma cell. When cultured with auxin but no cytokinin, they grow large but do not divide. When parenchyma cells are cultured with the auxin and without cytokinin, only the parenchyma cells are enlarged but they do not undergo any division. When cytokinin is added, the cells expand and differentiate, so that when more cytokinin is added, it will induce the differentiation of shoot. So the right answer for this question is the high cytokinin and auxin ratio. Then coming to the next question, climacteric in the plants means, climacteric in the plants means increase in respiration rate before the ripening phase, decrease in respiration rate before the ripening phase, increase in respiration rate after ripening phase, decrease in respiration rate after ripening phase. So one thing is confirmed here, climacteric is related to ripening phase or ripening process. What is climacteric? Climacteric in plants is a stage of fruit ripening associated with increased ethylene production. That means it induces the ripening and rise in cellular respiration. During ripening, the rate of respiration also increases. Therefore, it is the right answer for this one is increase in respiration rate before the ripening phase, because when the ripening starts, It needs a high concentration of ethylene. So it is associated with increase in the respiration. So option A is the right answer. Then coming to next question. A phytohormone is an ion that alters turgor pressure, small molecules of diverse chemical composition, a pigment responds to environmental changes, a secondary metabolic compound. So what is a phytohormone? It is the small molecule. Always hormones are required in small molecules or small amounts of diverse chemical composition, because the different hormone has different chemical composition. So the right answer for this question is option B. Then moving to next question. Dedifferentiation is regaining the lost capacity of division by living cells, the ability of plant to produce different structures in response to environment, the intrinsic factor affecting plant growth, none of the above. What is dedifferentiation? What is differentiation? Then we can go for dedifferentiation. Differentiation, dedifferentiation, redifferentiation. These are commonly observed in the plant body. Differentiation, when meristematic cells produce the permanent tissues, they lose the dividing capacity and it is called differentiation. Once the cells become permanent, especially parenchyma and collenchyma, sometimes they regain their dividing capacity, which is already lost during differentiation process. But they regain the dividing capacity and once again they produce the new cells, living cells, and this is called dedifferentiation. So the right answer for this question is option A. Then moving to next question. Which of the following points is shown by the cell at root or shoot apex? So root or shoot apex, tip region of the root and tip region of the shoot. So both of them are characterized by the meristematic cells. Meristematic cells are thin-walled cells. They are dividing in nature. They contain large nucleus. They contain the cytoplasm uniformly distributed throughout the cell. So which character is resembling? Rich in protoplasm, possesses large conspicuous triploid nucleus. No. Cell wall is cellulosic, primary in nature and with abundant plasmodesmata, rich in cytoplasm with large conspicuous nucleus. So the right answer for this question is option D. So both B and C are the characters that can be observed at the shoot and root apex cells. Next, the given figure shows comparison of growth area of two leaves A and B over the period of one day. That means within 24 hours. The leaves A and B have increased their area in a given time to produce A and B respectively. If AGR, absolute growth rate, and relative growth rate are calculated, then what will be the absolute growth rate and relative growth rate of A and B leaf? Absolute growth rate, it is growth rate calculated per time within 24 hours. So what is the initial size of leaf A? 5 centimeters. It is given in the question itself. After 24 hours, it has reached 10 centimeters. So absolute growth rate of A will be, final growth is 10 centimeters. Initially it was 5. So total growth it is 5 centimeters. And the B leaf in one day, again the same 24 hours time, initial size was 50 centimeters, and after 24 hours of time it has reached the size of 55 centimeters. Therefore the absolute growth of leaf B will be 55 minus 50, it is 5 centimeters. So both of them have shown the increase. This is from 5 to 10 and this is from 50 to 55. Then relative growth rate, how it is calculated? Relative growth rate, what is the difference in growth? It is 5. What was the initial growth? That is also 5 into 100. For the percent, how much we will get? The A leaf has shown 100% relative growth rate. Its absolute growth rate is 5 and the relative growth rate in 24 hours is 100%. Similarly, of this one, B leaf, how much increase has occurred? 5 centimeters. Initial size 50 into 100, this has shown only 10%. So this is how you can calculate the absolute and relative growth rate for any number with respect to any part of the plant body. So C is the right option for the question. Then match the following: growth regulators and the processes controlled by them, or physiological process they are controlling. The first one is auxin. It is Avicenna curvature test used by the, for Avicenna curvature test the auxin is used. Gibberellin, it is dwarf corn test, because gibberellins are responsible for internode elongation. Cytokinin induces cell division test. Then ethylene coloring test in lemon. So this is the match the following. So ಯಾವುದಾಯಿತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟು? For A it is third, and for B it is fourth, for C it is second, D it is 1. So option A is the right answer. One more match the following with respect to the discovery and name of the scientists. Foolish seedling disease of rice, it is Kurosawa for discovering gibberellins. Okay. Crystallized kinetin, Skoog and Miller, cytokinin discovery. Release of ethylene gas, Cousin. Then bioassay of auxin, it is Wendt, the name of scientist. So which one is the right answer? For A it is fourth, for B it is third one, for C it is first one, and for D it is second one. Where is that? And C is the right option for the given match the following. Then coming to the next, read the following statements regarding ethiphon, which is synthetic ethylene, and answer the questions which follows them. Ethiphon is sprayed in aqueous solution and it is readily absorbed and transported within the plant. It hastens fruit ripening in tomatoes and apples. It can be used to induce fruit thinning in cotton. cherry and walnut. It is used to promote female sex expression in the cucumber and increased yield. How many of the above statements is or are correct with respect to ethophone? So all the statements with respect to ethophone are correct because it is used to promote female sex expression in case of the cucumber, to increase the yield. So all the options are correct with respect to ethophone. Then some names are given. They are synthetic hormones: 6-purpuryl aminopurine, 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid, indole 3-acetic acid. These are the examples respectively for 2,4-D-phenoxyacetic acid. ಅಂದರೆ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ ಇದು ಆಕ್ಸಿನ್. ಇಂಡಾಲ್ 3-ಅಸೆಟಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿನ್. ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಥೆಟಿಕ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿನ್, ಎರಡನೇದು ಮೂರನೇದು ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿನ್. ಯು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ, ಕೈನೆಟಿನ್, ಸಿಂಥೆಟಿಕ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿನ್. The cytokinin are the derivatives of purine. 6-purpuryl aminopurine represents kinetin. So the right answer is option D. So now let us go for the next question. Seed dormancy. What is the seed dormancy? Is the temporal delay to the process of germination. It is the permanent delay to the process of germination. Minimizes the seedling survival by preventing germination. Occurs due to the presence of inhibitors only. So what is dormancy? Dormancy is a temporary resting period. It may be shown by seed, it may be shown by embryo, it may be shown by flower bud. The seed dormancy or any dormancy is due to unfavorable environmental conditions. And here the seed dormancy is the temporal delay or temporary delay to the process of germination. So A is the right answer. Then coming to the last question of this discussion, the ability of plant to follow different pathways and to produce different structures in response to the environment and phases of life is termed as. The plants, as they are growing in all types of environment, they are showing different pathways, different structures in response to the environmental factors in the phases of their life, and this is termed as plasticity. The morphological changes can also be observed in the plants. Physiological changes are observed in the plants due to the environmental effect or environmental stresses, and this is called the plasticity. These are the questions that I wanted to discuss with you. I hope these are clear. Thank you.